What is good, Ninja? OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to the repeat Nintendo Switch and gaming news video, plus a little discussion at the end here. Have a couple different articles for you guys, so I wanted to go over some of the things in addition to a rumor as well, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So if you haven't picked up a Nintendo Switch at this point and are looking to get one, GameStop does have bundles starting at $360, alright? So they have bundles that are available right at this point as of the time that I'm recording this video. So the Nintendo Switch console, gray Joy-Con Zelda bundle, they have that. They also have Nintendo Switch console with neon blue, neon red Joy-Con with Splatoon 2. Then they also have the Nintendo Switch consoles with the gray Joy-Cons and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So the reason why I'm talking about these bundles here is because they're actually reasonably priced, because they're not like $400 something or $500 something. What you get is the Nintendo Switch and you get the game. So essentially, if you want any of those games, whether it's Splatoon 2 or Mario Kart 8 Deluxe or The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which if you don't have a Switch, I'm guessing that you would want one of those games, all of these bundles are actually okay value. It's pretty much the same thing as if you bought a Nintendo Switch than if you bought the game. So they're just bundling that together in order for you to get both of them. So these are actually great bundles. They will ship by August 1st, 2017. So you're not going to get them right away. You're going to get them shipping in August 1st, 2017. And you have to remember, GameStop is ridiculous when it comes to shipping. They don't give you free shipping like other places. So you'll also have to tack on the shipping cost for it too. So I'm not sure how much it costs, but it could be like $10 or something like that. I know when they shipped my Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Master Edition, that was like $10 shipping. So I'm guessing that the Switches are also the same thing as well. It's going to cost about $10 shipping or so. So it's about $370, plus you have to add on tax on there as well. So if you guys are interested in any of these, check out the links in the description below. I'll have links to all three of those, and you can pick those up. Obviously, next up on the slate is Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle on the Nintendo Switch, plus a slew of different indie titles and third-party games as well. There's going to be Rayman Legends and other stuff coming up in September as well. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Alright, and now moving on to the next article here. Persona Q2 has been rumored once again. There's a domain name that now exists on Atlas's name servers. So a sequel to Persona Q could very well be on the way. Discovered today, the domain name pq2.jp is now on the main servers Atlas uses for their websites. When you visit the URL, it redirects to the Persona channel website. A concert for the Persona franchise will be taking place on August 2nd. It's thought that Atlas could announce new projects around at that time, which could include Persona Q. Assuming Persona Q2 is real, we're unsure of the platforms this time. The original did come to the Nintendo 3DS, so it would make sense that Atlas puts the sequel on there, and Atlas is still supporting the 3DS with various titles, so it does seem like that's probably going to be where it's at if this does turn out to be real. But of course, the Nintendo Switch would be nice, and if there was more platforms, heck, PS Vita. I think ultimately what would be amazing if Atlas did this, but I doubt they would, is if it came out on PS Vita, if it came out on 3DS, and it came out on Nintendo Switch. I think that would be awesome if it came out on all three platforms, if this is real, because remember, this is a rumor as far as Persona Q2. Now, as far as the Persona Q2 name listing being on there, that is not a rumor at all. That is definitely 100%. But if the game actually being real, that's just speculation and rumor at this point because of that name. Now, I definitely have Persona Q. It's right here, Persona Q on the Nintendo 3DS. I have the Wildcard Edition, so this is just the case box that you get with it, but I actually have all the Wildcard Edition stuff in the closet or something like that. So let's talk a little bit about Persona Q and what it's about. So it's pretty much like a Shin Megami Tensei, like a Persona game. You use the same things as far as the magic and all of that, but you have a lot of people that you can fight with. You fight a bunch of monsters. It's a very similar path and project that you've seen with other games, although it's more chibi styled, and some people don't like that style. Some people think it's, man, give me the real Persona, give me the mainline series, but it's not that easy considering that Sony pays for exclusivity, and that's the reason why Nintendo consoles generally don't get a mainline Persona game. So we'll see if that happens going forward in the future, but Persona Q2 could be very good because Persona Q is actually not a bad game. Yes, it's a spin-off, yes, it's a side series, but it's still not a bad game. It's still pretty good, especially if you play all the way through the end. So I would love to see Persona Q2. I think that would be great, like I said, on all the different platforms. If you had it on 3DS, Nintendo Switch, and PS Vita, I doubt Atlas would spend that type of money to put it out on 3. If it came out on something, it'd probably just be a singular platform, so maybe just 3DS or maybe just Nintendo Switch. Maybe Nintendo Switch doesn't have enough of an install base what they're looking for in order to get the type of sales maybe in the range that they're looking for, because Persona Q on the Nintendo 3DS, definitely didn't break 1 million units, and it had a pretty sizable install base when it released. So I'm not sure where they're going to put it out on, but either way I think it would be great if the game did come, because Persona Q, the first one, was actually not bad, and I put more than 60 hours into that game. So we'll see what happens overall with Persona Q. This has definitely sparked some discussion from the same usual suspects in all these sites in the comment sections as far as where I go. People saying, oh, well, Nintendo should pay for Persona to come to the system, as if they can do that, as if it's an open discussion, like, okay, like they're bartering, like Monopoly or something like that. We have no clue how the discussions go. We have no clue how much money is being offered for the exclusivity of the mainline Persona games. We have like no clue of anything, and then people just think that it's that easy. Like you go in and like you just like it's an auction. Like someone say, we got 2, 3, 4, like
down 15, on the better dang bear on 15, I better dang bear on 15, 20, I better dang bear on 15, better dang bear on 20, down 5, better dang bear on 30, and 30.
It's like that. I don't think it works like that, guys. There's definitely lots of other things that come into play as far as exclusivity deals, when it comes to marketing, when it comes to future projects, when it comes to stuff. There's lots of stuff that comes into play. I wish we wouldn't like simplify it so down to as Nintendo walking in there and saying, I'll give you $10 million for this. Take it or leave it. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens going forward. Like I said before, obviously Persona 5 would do great on the Nintendo Switch if it was there as far as a mainline Persona game. Persona Q did pretty good, did okay for what it was on the Nintendo 3DS. So there's definitely an appetite for Persona games on Nintendo systems with Nintendo fans. But once again, like I said, we still have to wait and see what's going to happen down the line, what goes on, because things change fluidly. Shin Megami Tensei did great on the Nintendo 3DS as far as the mainline vanilla Shin Megami Tensei games. And we're getting another one with Shin Megami Tensei 5, so I'm pretty sure that one's going to be great. So let's see how that does, and let's see how things go in 2018. Alright, and moving on to the last thing here, I wanted to talk about this just briefly, and I'll probably have a more fleshed out video later down the line, but I just feel that so far with the Nintendo Switch, as far as what's going on with the system, some of its issues like I've talked about before, and some of its strengths like I talk about a lot. There's a lot of issues as far as with the system when it comes to like the online, when it comes to other things, and then there's definitely strengths. And some people like to sit here and they'll say, oh, well, you focus on strengths too much, or you focus on this too much, you don't talk about that enough. Well, that's because I don't want to stress out about things that I can't do anything about. So that's the first thing that I want to talk about. There's a lot of stuff that I can't fix or I can't do anything about, so I'm not trying to stress out about those type of things. And a lot of the issues, like something like voice chat, for example, I can easily add voice chat to any game that I want. Heck, I can be playing a Super Nintendo game and I can have voice chat added into that game very easily through Discord. So stuff that I can't really affect or I can't really do anything with, and that's easily replaced, I don't necessarily like to sit there and cry and complain about something all day. I've already made my thoughts, told you guys what you guys need to do, and then I move on. It's the stuff that I can't reverse, the stuff that is going in a direction that I don't like, that I'll mention multiple times, or something that I can't fix. There's no solution. For example, there's no solution right now at this point for Microsoft and Sony systems like PS4 and Xbox One in order to then not have games take up your install like your HUD. That's an annoying thing, so I tend not to just play the game so it doesn't stress me out. I tend to just do other things, or on my PC like I already have been doing, where I have a huge hard drive for my PC, and that's where PC gaming, as far as like installing to your hard drive, that's okay, because that's what PC gaming was already all about, and the games are cheaper. So I'm moving towards just doing that and not having the stress of me actually putting in a disc and it taking up the copy on my hard drive with my PS4, Xbox One. But I do want to talk a bit about the excuses that people are starting to make when it comes to Nintendo Switch. We got the news out as far as the sales go with the Nintendo Switch, and everyone who doesn't like the system, everyone who wants to continue to harp on other things, has an excuse under the sun. And we have heard people say, oh, well, if the Wii U had more features, then it would have sold better. And then the Nintendo Switch comes out and it has less features when it comes to like messaging, when it comes to apps, when it comes to all that, has less features than the Wii U, yet it's selling way better. So what now? You know what I'm saying? So then you have people out here saying that, oh, well, the Nintendo Switch is only selling good because Nintendo starved people for information, and Nintendo, they're intentionally holding them back, and Nintendo is doing all sorts of things, or they're only porting Wii U games to it, so that's the reason why. No, that's not the reason why. None of those things are. Nintendo Switch is selling well because Nintendo has once again made a device that people find very interesting. It's the concept plus the games. those are the two things that I really want to talk about. There's no need to make all these different excuses or say if this or if that. Let's talk about the reality. The reality of it is that people say that they love portability. People like smartphones, people like stuff that they can take on the go in order to play something. Nintendo Switch, this is the one system that we've had that essentially gives us first-party Nintendo home console games that you can play anywhere you want, and they've shown us that they have a lineup for the whole year that is pretty good of first-party games. Very different from what they did with 3DS, very different from what they did with the Nintendo Wii U. Nintendo said, hey, we've got a true dedicated, it can be a dedicated home console, it can be a dedicated portable if you want it to be, and you can play all of these games. This is what we're going to have. Mario, Zelda, Mario Kart, ARMS, Splatoon. We're going to have all these games for you to play. They're going to launch. We're not going to be delaying anything, and so far they've delivered so far on all of their big first party games, new IPs like ARMS, and even more indie titles, which get a super bump in my opinion. People love the fact that you can play all these indie titles on the go. So if you factor all of that in, that's the reason why the Nintendo Switch is doing so well. And I think that there's quite a bit of people who don't understand that concept when I just say that's the reason why. So I'm definitely not turning this into a rant or anything like that, and I'm not trying to rally against people who want there to be better for the Nintendo Switch or anything like that. Heck, I've said Nintendo can do this and all that. I'm just willing to give them time. Like always, like I'm willing to give them time to fix anything, or any company time to fix things, because there's a lot of stuff on other systems that I have that can't be fixed at all. There's no hope for me at all as far as them fixing it, because it's structural things that can't be fixed. One thing that I want to stress when it comes to me talking about Nintendo Switch or me talking about video games is that that's the main thing that I'm going to do on this channel. I'm going to talk about video games. I'm going to talk about what I like. That's why it's Nintendo and Japanese gaming focused, and hopefully all of you guys can understand where I'm coming from, and that's the reason why I talk about these things. I talk about things that I like. I'm not a news channel that sits there and talks about a bunch of stuff and tries to get fake hyped over things, or talks about these other things that I don't really care about at all. I like to talk about news that interests me, and hopefully you guys share the same interests, so you guys tune in. So let me know what you guys think about everything that I talked about in the comment section below. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. It really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the interwebs, in addition to YouTube. Also make sure you check out our Patreon page, pledge any tier. We entered to win some awesome prizes each month. In addition to that, we have Discord voice chat, and we also have $10 prize eShop tournaments for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Splatoon 2, ARMS, and more. So support PE Live and PE Arena right here on PlayerEssence. Also make sure you hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next video. Peace.